Okie dokie. Right, we'll just wait until we get one or two new people on the chat. So obviously we are going live. Okay, you might just see this little bit here like this. So we are live across Facebook and we are live across YouTube. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look now to see what we are and where we're doing. Okay. Thanks for joining us. I'm just setting it up now, so give me 2 seconds. Bear with me. I'll just look in content. There we go. So I've got this on the big screen as well. Hi guys, how is everybody? We are live. I am live across Facebook and YouTube. Okay. I'm just making sure my live feed's working properly. That's fine. Just waiting for a few more to come on the chat. Now I am open to any of your questions, so just say hello to a few of you. Oscar, very nice to see you on chat tonight, and Ollie, 2 big house fans there. Definitely. I've got 3 over on YouTube, so I'm just going to click that over to live chat. Okay. Now, anybody who wants to send me a message over chat, let's just have a look. Super chat will do me. Okay, anybody wants to send me a chat? So I'm just working out how to do it actually. Anybody wants to push super chat, live chat? Oh, there we go. I got you. Just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me, and we'll get into live chat. That's what we wanted. Okie dokie. There we go. Now, actually, that's it. That should be good. We should be good to go then. Right, guys. Welcome. We've got 4. We've got 4 on YouTube and 5 on us. Just give me a thumbs up, guys, if you can hear me. All right. Quick thumbs up. Just say yeah. Hear you fine, Steve. Jobs are good. Okay. Right. As you guys know, I have. Well, it's been an interesting period of time. Thank you for the thumbs up there. Hi, Chloe. How you doing? What are you doing on here? You don't want to know about houses. Anyway. Well, I have been. The thing is, I've been filming. Let's just go back right to the start here. Last year, early last year, I bought a camper van, which I reconverted, and what that's done is that's allowed me to go all over the UK, and just in the light in the background, because you can see it. Yeah, there we go. Hang on, there we go. That's much better. Yeah. You guys, I've bought this camper van, okay, where I've been all over the UK, and what it enables me to do is go to these villages. Now, what I've wanted to do is to make some content on all of these new garden villages that are going up. Now, these garden villages, the new movement of garden villages now. We've got 14 individual garden village sites, and the video I released tonight, which one you sent. So the one before that I released was Graven Hill. Although Graven Hill is a kind of garden village, if you like. Graven Hill is a garden village, if you like. But that was one of the first videos I did, and there is another one coming out to Graven Hill, probably at some point over the summer. I did video enough content for 2, and one of the Graven Hill ones is a full tour of the site, a walking tour of the site, looking at all of the weird and wonderful house types that were on Graven Hill. And I just I think, you know, when you watched, I think when you watched Grand Designs, and you looked at those, you know, the streets at Grand Designs, that is just a tiny little bit of that whole development, and it's just bonkers. So video one was more just giving you guys an overview of the development in general, also how it was evolved and how it was developed and moved forward. So the next video is more about the construction, all of the different house types and stuff, and it is absolutely wacky. You can be walking down one street and you could have a mock Tudor house, super contemporary house, a farmhouse, and it's just in that sort of order. It's such a unique concept, and I think if anybody has the chance to go to Graven Hill, even just if you're passing that way, just go and have a drive around. It's completely open. You can just go and wander around those streets, but the landscaping between it is just awesome. And it was quite funny because when I did go there, I actually parked up in the street. It just looked like a normal van to anybody else, and I literally just pulled up in the street and just stayed there overnight. It just looked like a builder's van. So I can say that I have camped out at Graven Hill, which is quite funny in itself. Yeah, so that's kind of the first video that I did, and then I did a trip which took me to several different villages which I filmed. So the first one I filmed was Long Marston, which was out tonight, and I don't know about you, but I just felt that they'd really thought about Long Marston and actually thought about how the streets look, and I think that's really evident in tonight's video that they really care. You know, if you've got the right council that really is paving the way for really nice properties, that is really what they've achieved there. But believe it or not, just literally down the road, there's another village which I recorded in that trip, which is called Meon Vale. And this is basically another sort of garden village, really, but really well done, this one. So Meon Vale is being developed by the developers St Modwin, and Persimmon and Redrow are all had a part on this particular development, and it's a really established village, beautiful tree-lined avenue, and actually a little bit of Meon Vale appeared in tonight's video, which you can see. Yeah, and yeah, as Oscar says, it was absolutely beautifully designed, and each of the different areas of Long Marston will all be different. Bovis have only just released another phase called the Chancery. Now, if you go on Bovis Homes website and put in the Chancery, you'll see the Chancery is actually some beautiful thatched houses, big thatched cottages in that next phase, which is, Bovis haven't built thatched cottages. I think the last one they built was here in where I live in Telford. You know, they've got a couple of those. I think they've got 3 or 4 of those on that development. But yeah, it's worth going and having a look at that particular phase there. But Meon Vale was just awesome. I think I just felt it was established, the playing fields were there, the allotments was there. It's just nice comparing them. So just down the road from Meon Vale, that took me north, sort of near Banbury, and that was another garden village that I filmed, and that is called Hayden Park. It's at Hayford Park. Yeah, that's at Hayford. Basically, next to the Hayford, another great example of a resubstituted MOD land. I think this was another RAF base, but with Hayford Park, it's only being developed by, there's 2 developers there. I think it's the one company is the development company Hayford Park, and the others is Bovis Homes. I just didn't feel it. It just felt like a very false sort of depressing. There's these huge aircraft hangars, and I'm pretty sure, and a series that's been on recently called Something About the Dark, where they put everybody made them live in a hangar for a week. I think that was actually filmed out there, because they've actually keeping a large amount of the airfield at Hayford Park. But Bovises have got some developments out, and there's also existing MOD houses there that have been repurposed and what have you. They've got a bit of a local centre. I don't know, you'll have to see. On all of these, I've taken the drone over so you can have a look at what they all look like. But yeah, Hayford Park has got this sort of Regency sort of crescent. It reminded me a little bit of Panbury, actually. And yeah, it looks I don't know, I just didn't feel it. And I just thought it was a bit weird as well, is that I noticed one block of apartments had a bit, basically was just empty, and it had a big hole in the side. And I only learned by looking back that what had happened is a plane had crashed into the side of this Bovis apartment block, and put a hole in it. But the development is just really oppressive, I tell you. You know, it really is. Let's have a look at these messages now. Have you ever heard of Taylor Lindsay Holmes? No, I haven't actually. Is that some somebody just for YouTube, someone's just asked about Taylor Lindsay Holmes. Is that some sort of Taylor? I'll be googling it in a minute, won't I? No, Fiona, I haven't heard of him at all, so I do apologise. No, Ollie's asking about, do I need permission to do the fly-throughs with the drones? No, I don't. There's no law stating. I mean, my drone is quite lightweight. It's got a special kind of rules and regulations for each different drone. But actually, you're able to fly a drone over them, which is what's really great about this. Is I'm actually getting some virtual reality goggles, and actually a lot of that footage I took, as you'll see on future videos, is really up close and personal with the development, because I've used VR glasses to actually fly closer to give you guys more of a feel of what it's really like to be actually there. And you're touching those rooftops, especially the Hayford Park. I mean, it's quite cool how you did it. So moving on with my trip. After that, I was going to go to Kingsmere Village, which, as you know, started us off on the Showhomesonline journey with our sort of friction with Bovis Homes, and the worst show home we've ever reviewed was at Kingsmere at Bicester. That's for another story. One day I will do a video about Showhomesonline and actually the other side of it because I could tell you some stories, because it ain't all, you know, when you're working with these developers, it is very different. Fiona's just asked me, what do I think about Persimmon Homes? Let's talk. Yeah. Oh, you don't start me on this. The thing is with Persimmon is that a lot of developers are going that Persimmon way, which is, I mean, another developer's Avant Homes. They've started a development in Telford. They're expanding. They've opened up a new Midlands area, and they've gone for this no bells and whistles type approach to house building. Gleeson have been doing it for years, but Persimmon, Persimmon, I think is it's almost like going and doing your shopping at Poundland, isn't it? That, you know, you want to do your shopping at Poundland, you're going to get really good value. So I think Persimmon, even though they don't look, they're not really. I mean, you compare Persimmon house types to what we've just seen at Fernley Park at Longmarston, totally above. Even Bovis have made an effort at Fernley Park, haven't they? But they are what they are, and at the end of the day, I just feel that that they've got this basic range of house types. They're cheap to build, you know, and they're cheap. They are cheap to buy. So there's always going to be that market for people who want cheaper housing, and don't want to pay. You know, look, if you've got the money, you've either got the money to buy yourself a nice big retro heritage house, or you've got the money to buy a nice, little, like a persimmon house that's basically got no curb appeal whatsoever. I think though we have a duty to provide. I mean, it's like this. We look back at some houses. We look back at the Victorian houses in Bath and places like that, and we look at them and think, you know, they're timeless. And we look at retro heritage. They're timeless, aren't they? It doesn't matter. You could look at those retro houses in 10 years, 20 years time, and they'll still look as good as the day where they were built. And that's it, because they're building in a timeless manner of houses that design has already stood the test of time. But then if you're building houses in render, you're building houses in render and they're pretty plain. Weather's, in this country, it's really going to get weathered and it's going to start looking tatty really, really quickly. So it is one of them with persimmon, really. It took me a long time to get my head around them, really, and I always think of some of the house types that have gone to create persimmon, such as Westbury, Second City Beezer, Charles Church, and they built really nice houses, and they've just been literally just pushed to the wayside, and then they've just gone along with this. But people are buying them. If people didn't want to buy these persimmon houses, they wouldn't, would they? And it's as simple as that. So back onto my garden villages. Okay, keep those questions coming. I will answer whatever I can. Just it doesn't matter how random it is. Now the next thing I wanted to sort of say is so Kingsmere is a bit of a mixed match of everything. There's a few new developers, and I just didn't get to do Kingsmere on that trip, but I will be going back on my next southern trip to do Kingsmere. So then I went on to Graven Hill then, and obviously, as I've said, I previously spoke to you about what I did at Graven Hill, the film in there. Got some great stuff coming up, this year from Graven Hill. So my second trip was all about the Cheshire Garden Villages. Now, when I'm saying the Cheshire Garden Villages, that is pretty much talking about Redrow. Now, Redrow have got quite a few big garden villages going up, so I thought I'd do a road trip and I will go and visit all of them together and make a series of films. And boy, was I in for a shock. They were absolutely huge, these developments were, but absolutely amazing. So the first one I visited was, let me just think now. The first one I visited was Kingsmote Garden Village, which is just on the outskirts of Chester. This is a big development, by the way. And so what I've done is I've done a walk around tour with the camera. I've gone and videoed all of the different aspects of it. I've took the drone over it. Lots of different bits and pieces and lots of angles, so I will put a video together about that. But that site is also owned as well with Taylor Wimpey. And I tell you what, Taylor Wimpey against Redrow, it just doesn't work there. I just wish Redrow would have actually developed the entire site completely. Right, so just want to Ollie's message here. What do I think about Barrett? You see, I liked the previous Barrett range. Okay, the early stuff like the Thornbury and stuff. I think that was a really good staple range of house types. When me and Emma were doing Showhomesonline, we would reviews a lot of those different house types. But now they've gone into the Premier Collection range. I don't think they even call it that, but they are staple Premier Collection house types. Isn't it mad that they've actually got a really good range of house types with the last lot? and then all of a sudden they've gone back, picked up the sort of early 2000 house types Premier Collection and brought them back in and stripped them down completely, and then created this new range of house types. They are house type. The Barrett house types stood the test of time. They are, Barrett know a lot about house building, but when you've got house types, when you've got house types that they have, like the Radley, that they've stripped down completely, and taken all the gables off them and everything, what made them look really cute. I mean, that's what I loved about the early Premier. Those Premier Collection houses of the 90s were really, really good. However, they're stripped back completely now. They are what they are, I suppose, but I mean, they are simplistic. That little bit of detailing in the brickwork, it does make a difference, really. That little bit of detail. But David Wilson, again, they've been flying with the same designs for such a long time. I mean, actually, on Showhomesonline, on the channel, we're still earning money off those house types because they've never changed them. So we're still getting people watching the reviews and stuff. So, but they are, I've seen there's a few new house types just appearing, on the horizon here and there, but I'd like to see some of the bigger David Wilson houses built again, like we had at Lakeside up at Wedgwood Park, and all of those sort of things, really. So it'd be nice to see, these David Wilson comes, but they're pretty much all the same now, aren't they? Really, David Wilson and Barrett develop the same area. Maybe who knows what's next, really. But one thing we will say is that Barrett is very good at regenerating itself and having new house types. What's this? It is. It's right there. Every David Wilson house type is the same. I'm going to say one word: Georgian frontages. It's that classic design, isn't it? And the thing is, the longer they build some, the better deals they get on these windows and things like that to make them up. But when you look back at David Wilson in the 90s, all those big, huge houses that they had, it's interesting, isn't it, how much changed. Let me keep these questions coming. The next garden village I visited after Kingsmote was a place called Desbury Garden Village, it's kind of near Warrington. It's sort of near Warrington, really, near Warrington. Now, when I got there, it had only just been started. It was just starting. All it was, they broke ground on this beautiful bank, and you could see the cooling towers over the back there. I mean, it's probably changed now. It's probably completely changed now. From what I know, the probably showrooms are open and everything, so maybe I need to revisit and pop back and have a look. But yeah, that was another. Literally, that was a garden village. It was literally in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, all part of like where Daresbury is on that. I think it's off the M56. Is it the M56 or the M53 corridor? Yeah. Then we went to another. We went over into Birkenhead, and we went to Ledsham Garden Village. Now this is special. Ledsham is really nice. In actual fact, it's really nice is the fact that they've actually designed their house type called the Letchworth. They've designed a house called the Letchworth, which is a really nice not the Ledsham. The Ledsham. They've designed a house called the Ledsham. Okay, and it is such a nice village. Took the drone over it. Looks really good. Some really nice bits and pieces there. So Ledsham is very formal. Ledsham Garden Village, but really nice. Some nice big houses on that one. So just going back to some of the questions now, guys. We've asked Davidson Homes. Yeah, they build some nice houses, and obviously, yeah, I think they're David Wilson back in the day. They are, but you've got some really nice house types with Davidson Homes, and it'd be nice for them. I was a bit excited because near us, a company called Davidson Land bought some land near where I live, and I thought, oh, Davidson Homes will be moving over here, and unfortunately they weren't, and I never got to but they're like some sort of like mansions, aren't they? Really, they are nice. Now, my thoughts on Bellway. Now, you know what, with Bellway, they are another company that change what they do a lot. Now, what are they? Their current range of houses now is called the Artisan range. And actual fact, you know what, good range of house types there. Actually, when you look at the developments, they're well laid out. They're nice houses, some nice detail and nice finishing on them. You know, and they are literally in Shropshire where we are. They've got quite a few different developments here, but they're doing okay. But what they've tried to do is literally the Artisan range is literally released all over the country. And the thing is with Bellway is the things with Bellway is that the problem before. I mean, I am working on a couple of portfolio videos, and Bellway's has been a nightmare for the simple reason is that Bellway, that it's been a nightmare with Bellway. But the fact is, each region has a different range of house types with different names, so that is really annoying and complicated to do. But yeah, so I have got some really good portfolio videos out now. Are there any portfolio videos you guys would like me to do? I know we've done Redrose so far, haven't we? We've done Persimmon. I am planning to do Barrett's and David Wilson very, very soon. You know, yeah, like I say, Bellway are, you know, are you know, are they Northwest, aren't they? Newcastle, aren't they? I think their head office is still is still in Newcastle. So back onto the garden villages. I went from there, and then I went all the way over to Woodford Garden Village, and OMG, Woodford Garden Village is absolutely amazing. They have got some of the biggest redrow. What surprised me first was just next to Woodford Garden Village, which is near Stockport. There was an old heritage redrose site, really early heritage, over the road, so I couldn't resist flying the drone over that. And just seeing all of those different house types. There's a few house types at that development. I think it's called Ledsham Park that I've never seen before in any other redrose site. So that's always nice when I'm able to see that. See some new designs from Redrow. But Woodford Garden Village, there's such beautiful house types there. I mean, it's such a big site. And then right at the bottom, there's the runway still. The runway's still there. So I thought it'd be nice for me to run my drone up the runway. Anyway, it was going dark by the time I did that. So that is what has been recorded. So they are the Garden Village films that are coming up over the next few months or so, you know. So I'll keep you finished. But remember, you know, it takes to make one, like to make Long Marston, it probably takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks to make that video. So obviously you can see how long it takes to make future videos. So I'll let you know a little bit. What's the you ever been around? Oh God. It still has to be Great Knighton Garden Village. I think that is just Great Knighton is just awesome. I mean, do you remember those on Showhomesonline, the Windham and Whitworth house types? I mean, when I first saw them for the first time, it just blew you away. But that's another story. That's something for another story. But they absolutely amazing house types there. One day I will do a video about some of the trials and tribulations about show homes, because it always looks really easy, doesn't it? So yeah, where are we at the moment? Well, good news. is Emma has had a hip operation now, finally, after all of these years. Only recently had it, so she's sort of off work now, recovering with that. It is unlikely we are going to be returning back to show homes. However, I'm not going to rule out that now and again I might pop my head in a show home and do a little bit of review, if I can. I might do, but but she's okay, and the two dogs are okay. I still haven't finished the garden yet. That's still underway. I think I started it in 2020 or 21 or something like that. Still going, but I work kind of full time now. But I also have other channels. I don't know whether you guys know. You can find me on, if you want to watch any of my videos where I'm out on my adventures, you can find that and that is on YouTube under Steve's Monumental Adventures. That's Steve's Monumental Adventure. You can find that on YouTube. You can see where I go, all of these, and I've got a great series of videos about some of the places that I visit, and there's a little bit of information on them, a little bit about camper van life and things like that. So that's one of my channels. If you like a bit of the drone footage and stuff that I've done, then you can go on my drone channel, which is just called Skyscanner. Okay, Skyscanner, and that's a really good, a really good channel. Let's have a look. Yes. So lots to come. The Garden Village thing is something I will push forward and push north with, and take a look at some of these. I want to try and visit all of the new garden villages, but if there's any way you want me to have a look at in between, I will do my best to go and take a visit on it. I just want to thank you for all your support on the channel. I do appreciate it. And I try and sort of upload when I can. I'd rather upload quality rather than quantity. But anytime, just drop me a message on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm all on those things. So if you want me up, so I'll leave you to it, guys. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it, and hope you have a good evening, and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.